Hello everyone and welcome back to the 9th episode of Storybreakers, our incredibly dramatic Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We are back after a pretty shocking revelation, but before we get to our catch-up, let's introduce everyone around the table. Starting with you, Liv.
Hi. My name is Iris Walker, and I'm a tiefling, and I'm a rogue, a slash warlock.
What? It's out.
It's out there.
Is it liberating? Is it freeing?
It really is. It's been weighing on me for so long. And I like to do sick flips and fall down holes and miss shots. Thank you. Goodbye.
Moving on to Maddie Cullen.
Hello, I'm emotionally traumatized. And also known as Winona Thundra Whispervein, also known as Winona. I am an elf ranger. I'm just so emotionally traumatized. A lot's been happening.
It helps if you flip your hair.
Yeah. Other side of the table, it's Alex Meehan.
Hello, I'm Alex Meehan. I play Careening West, who is a half-elf bard who could do with an anchor right now.
Hey, she turned it around on us.
Because she is currently falling down a slimy hole.
She's up Poop Creek without a paddle.
Yeah, somewhere she definitely doesn't want to be.
And finally, last but not least,
hello.
It's Matt Jarvis.
It is. I'm Matt Jarvis. I play Hunter Burrows, a Tortle Paladin. He's also not having a great time. He's also falling down a hole.
Everyone's
Stinky
having
place.
A pretty bad time. Alex Meehan, would you like to fill us in on what happened on the last episode?
Oh my goodness, I'm shaky. In the last episode, we had just had a discussion with Maxwell Morgan about going down to the sewers.
Always a fun pastime.
Because I love it. Big fun. Apparently there was some discoveries he'd made down there that he wanted to show us. So some of us did some things to prepare. Carrie tried to call her mother. Was not so successful. Hunter and Iris went to the moor, which is like a circle of stones that go around the entirety of Ragrump, under suspicion that they could be connected. But no confirmation on that. And Winona went home to get some things and had a little conversation with her dad, Pappy. And then the whole gang got together and proceeded down to the sewers, where they discovered that inside there had been something creating these webs of gulpy stuff along the walls. Glorpo.
She's a Glorpo.
That's his name, Glorpo.
Glorpo from my shows.
Glorpo from the sewers. And as they proceeded through the sewers, Maxwell Morgan, hero extraordinaire, started telling a little story about how several years ago, when he was a fledgling adventurer, he came to Ragrump and supposedly solved an earthquake-like crisis that they had. Turns out he was actually telling some lies.
A bit of a fib.
And he had not actually dealt with the situation, but to seemingly just sort of put it to rest for a little bit.
Both figuratively and literally.
Exactly. Yeah. By pouring sleeping potions down an enormous hole.
Good job, Maxwell.
Yeah.
He's a smart boy.
But before turning to the rest of the group and telling them that the potion that he just poured down the hole was actually a potion of awakening, and whatever was down there was presumably waking up. In the hopes that he could challenge it to a duel of some sort.
He's lost it. Yeah.
I don't think rationality was talking.
Look, men will awaken a town-eating monster and challenge it to a duel rather than going to therapy.
Yeah, standard night. before the ground fell beneath our group's feet,
Wow.
seemingly sending the entire gang down Big Hole.
Yeah, that's the name
Yeah,
of this
big
episode.
big trouble in Big
Down
Hole.
Big
Big
hole, big hole.
Way down in the hole.
You
Yeah.
also forgot that Carrie
Holy
Iris
moly.
rung her mum's receptionist and
Oh, yeah.
passed her a message saying, "I really appreciate you."
And I'm thinking
That
of
was
you.
That was my highlight.
Yeah.
Could be the last words that
Can you imagine?
Felonia ever hears.
She's
That's
got written
true.
down
What
at
are
least.
the last words?
Mm.
That'll really stick it to your mum.
Oh,
that she
God,
didn't
yeah.
pick up, and that's the last thing you said.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
she'd be sorry.
yeah.
At
Screw you, Mum.
And she did it on purpose. It's just a joke. Don't worry about it.
So we, an indeterminable amount of time has passed. The last thing you all remember is falling into a deep black fleshy pit. And suddenly, you all scattered around on some fleshy surface, awaken.
Oh yeah, the rock went sploosh. What are we on?
Fleshy.
Okay.
A
Is
fleshy
it
surface.
is there liquid on top of the flesh?
Yeah, it's slimy, it's goopy, it's watery, it's all sorts going on.
Is it buoyant?
The gunk
Like
tank.
if you step on it, does it like press down or is it like
Yeah, it's
can,
it's
you,
got
can you
give.
bounce? Is it like
Yeah.
moon boots? Okay.
Yeah, we fall in.
It's fleshy.
Look, man, there's a lot of different flesh in the world.
What kind of flesh we dealing with?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fleshing over here.
We fell down the dunk tank.
Yeah, you feel like perhaps a drip of like goop just drop on your face and it bolts you awake.
Oh,
Can everyone please take 5 points of damage?
can I say that as I was falling, I retracted into my shell?
No.
Well, I was conscious at the time, right?
Classic Matt
It
Jarvis.
was-
No, I would still take the
Actually-
damage. I just mean in terms of
Oh,
like,
yeah, you
I
know,
probably
story-wise,
would have
yeah,
jumped
sure,
up,
but yeah.
I'm not trying to avoid
Not
damage.
as a reaction.
No.
I
absolutely.
think you'll find I was in my shell.
It's just that I don't get to retract in my shell very often. I think it would have made sense here.
Is it pitch black down here?
Carrie Iris, feeling the gunge and the goop and the dripping, like stands, like gets to her feet, like, oh God, it's disgusting! It's out me!
Carrie Iris is alive. That's good. Anybody else?
Yeah, you can hear, but you cannot see.
Hunter just grunts in the darkness, like,
Hunter?
Yep.
Winona?
Just hear me get my tin voice on and go try and light my torch again. 'Cause
It's
not too
struggling.
bright.
It's
Yeah.
wet. In fact, pretty much everything on you right now is wet.
I'm just trying my way in the darkness.
Do I have a little bit of dark vision? Because I'm going to very gently just kind of rest my hand over yours as you try to like fruitlessly light it. Hey, buddy. I don't think it's going to light.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You okay?
Yeah. I guess so.
It's difficult to make out too much, even with your dark vision, but you can see the fresh bruise of a heel on the hand of Winona.
You know, he's not a hero, but there's no reason that you can't be like your own hero. And I think this is probably the best time to do it. I'm really sorry.
Winona will get to her feet and stand up and look at you finally and say, "We've got to save the town. He's not going to do it."
Bloody well not, he's not, is he? He's woken whatever this thing is up. I lost the plot. And now we're down here in a slimy hole. I can't see anything. I'm covered in God knows what. And there's a thing down here. Oh, deep breathe. Remember what your therapist said. Yes. Deep
If
breath.
you ever find yourself in a slimy dark hole, take
Don't
deep
forget.
breaths. That's what she said.
Hunter, Can you do your thing where you look around and see if there are any evil things around?
I'll try and do one better than that. Can I cast channel? Can I channel divinity?
Who is your divine?
It's the oath of devotion, and my faith, as I've written here, is journalism.
Truth.
Yeah,
Devoted
he's
Yeah.
devoted to integrity and so on. So yeah, if I cast channel divinity, I've just accidentally flicked off of it, which is not very useful. I can do sacred weapon, which imbues a weapon with positive energy. It's considered magical, it adds to attack rolls, but more importantly, it emits bright light for 20 feet, and dim light for 20 feet after that.
Whip or axe?
Axe.
Your axe.
Whip feels awkward to turn into light. Just like
Watch out!
Oh my god!
just
light
whizzing
show.
it around my
Crack that whip.
So I think the axe, because the axe is basically just a torch.
Yeah.
It's like a stick.
Yeah,
So
you inside of yourself, you feel firstly the frustration of all the times in which, had the truth been set to light, people could have had a better time in their lives, could not have suffered as much. But then the determination to make sure that doesn't happen again, especially in a situation like this. And eventually, like you said, that energy, that sort of like determination, almost thrums through your veins and into the actual weapon that you're holding. And it starts to glow and illuminate and light around you.
Well, here I think like bringing the truth to light, if you will, will save the town, right? Potentially, it will get people out because they're in danger.
Yeah.
So yes, 20 feet bright light and 20 feet of dim light beyond that. So hopefully, the party should now be able to see whatever place we're in.
That you do. Your eyes take a little while to adjust, especially with you had your dark vision open, which means that the bright light at first is blinding.
Hunter's like, sorry, Iris.
Right.
Forgot that,
Yeah.
that it wouldn't be a good idea.
But as your eyes start to adjust and as you start to get used to the brightness of this new light source, you look away from it and out into the space that you're in. And you appear to be almost like you are in the pit of a stomach. You are surrounded by fleshy walls that are moving and pulsing. You see like enormous veins pumping blood around. You're inside something.
Are we?
There's only 2 exits.
No.
Straight away.
Am I wrong?
Hunter's going to be past like a kidney stone.
Yeah, loads of exits.
We can't be. Carrie's is gonna use her. It's currently in its scabbard. Her rapier. She's gonna poke the sides of the walls and the floor.
They kind of jitter at the touch.
Gross.
We can't. It can't. No, we can't be in it. Whatever it is. No, It's just more of whatever it produces. Surely, no. We're not in the stomach or something.
Maybe don't focus on what's around us. Just focus on us. Because if I know that this is probably going to send you into a bit of a spiral. So try to ignore the stomach issue.
Ew, I can never wear these again. I like this.
Did you
I
ever
love
have a
this
bouncy
guy.
castle at a party when you were a kid?
Oh God, no! We're trapped in here. We're never gonna get out. The whole town is gonna crumble, and we're gonna die with it. And oh.
Around us. So it feels like we're in a stomach, right? Are we at risk of being digested right now?
Right now, it just seems like salivary flesh.
Okay.
If you are what I assume people think you are, inside of some kind of creature, it doesn't look like you're in, any kind of organ.
Okay.
You could well be in the throat, for example.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, Carrie's, we've got a moment to think about what we need to do. We'll find a way out. it'll work out.
Maybe. Very difficult to see that right now.
It's either that or sit here and get digested.
Oh.
I just go up to a wall and kick it.
It jitters and then it like the whole space starts to vibrate a little bit, almost like you've activated something, and you feel the floor of the space start to almost like move, like it's almost some kind of like you said, like a waterbed or a bouncy castle, and you slip, and it feels like you're being dragged away by the flesh.
No!
I'm gonna dive and try and like cut off a chunk of it that is trying to drag Winona away.
It's not a thing. It's just a mass of.
Wait, so, yeah,
Like the
we're
floor
being
moving
like
us along.
Yeah.
Like,
All of us along.
we're just being like sphinctered.
Oh.
I think swallowed would have been a nicer word.
We're already through the swallowing thing.
Are you?
Don't know that.
You said we're in a stomach-like area.
I said
We
it
don't
feels like you're.
I
in a
don't know
stomach.
biology that well.
Yeah, Carrie's is going to try and grab hold of something to stop falling down. Whatever she can get. Flesh, whatever.
I mean, as you all start to like pull that again, it's slippy. It's like an episode of Takeshi's Castle. You're desperately trying to get up this surface, but it's wet. It's viscous. There's nothing to grab on. Everything's smooth. At some point, and this is up to you, but like the only thing you can grab onto is each other.
I think initially, like realizing the situation they're in, Iris is gonna stop trying to fight. She's just gonna let go, and just be like, "Look, there's only one way to go, so I'm gonna go this way. So I'll see you down there, maybe."
I've got claws. Can I get any purchase on the ground if I'm sliding?
You can sort of scrape at it.
Yeah, but am I just going to keep moving?
Yeah, it might slow you, but I doubt it's going to stop you.
Okay.
But we can do a strength test if you want.
Nah, that's fine. I think like if it's obvious that it's not really going to help me stop, because I was going to then try and like grab the others with the whip. But I think like if it's too bad with just me, like 4 people's worth of mass dragging on it is not going to help. So yeah, I think Hunter will just be like, well, I guess we'll see where this goes.
I think Carrie's is just panicking, like trying to grab onto something, anything, until inevitably she cannot get any grip.
You slide and you fall down this
She's screaming
strange,
the
disgusting
entire time.
tunnel. Screaming the
Screaming
entire time.
Like a child going down a water tunnel.
Because Iris is the
In
one
delight.
giving the least resistance, she ends up sliding the fastest. And at some point, the 3 of you are all just sort of clambering next to each other. Again,
I think I've kicked it and I just sat down.
yeah.
So I've just slid down as well.
Okay, so again, Winona is sliding off as well. For those still resisting, pretty much the only solid thing to grab onto is each other right now. And as you're sliding, Iris like just sort of disappears into the darkness ahead of you, out of the light of your axe, and like you can hear her like grunt in pain as she seems to hit the bottom of something.
Oh,
Cracked into my shell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I'm like I want to keep a poke out so that I don't crash into
Just
the
like an
oven.
axe coming out like this.
It's mostly so I don't. Yeah, I guess like it'll be a beam out of the neck hole.
Like a lighthouse.
But I don't want to crash into the others. Is my main thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to cause them harm, but I want to protect myself from harm because I think that's all I can do at this point.
The movement is not like a sort of like linear path. It's very
like
like
up and down,
like you're being
yeah.
pushed by a muscle. So there's like a bit of movement, a bit of movement.
That's where we're going. We're in the spectrum. I didn't see it coming, but it's going to happen.
But from the same area where you heard Iris grunt, you hear her go, "Oh my god!"
oh my god!
Iris, you've just seen something that has blown your entire mind.
This is blowing my mind!
You are flabbergasted. You are confused. You are happy.
Do some more. Do some more.
You are.
You've seen yourself. That's what you look like as a baby.
It's me as a baby!
Oh my god, Iris, I remember!
And as Winona, you slide down again, just abject. You sort of like crash into the back of Iris's heels, and
Sorry.
Iris is just sort of stood like staring at this figure ahead of her, just confused and bewildered. But she has a smile on her face, and as your eyes start to adjust, you see Ruby Ridges stood ahead of you with just wide-eyed and open-mouthed and confused. Her clothes are bedraggled. She is wet with the same viscous liquid that you all are.
Viscous.
Viscous. And she seems almost like as a person weathered. Like, she looks like she's seen some stuff, you know?
She Gandalfed on us.
She's Ruby the Rouge.
Yeah, no, she's Emerald Ridges now.
Ruby the Red, now she's Ruby the Rouge.
You two then eventually follow suit and slide out into this, what is at least a bit more of a solid surface. You seem to have, again, been pushed into some other kind of internal system. Not a stomach, not a sphincter.
The whole time that Kararis was rolling down this tube, her hair was like getting coated in the. So now she's like fully just gunged.
This is the first time we haven't seen you just look perfect.
Yeah.
You look like Angelica's Cynthia doll.
Yeah.
From Rugrats.
Do you roll down there like the pig thing from the video you made?
Yeah.
Full of fermented apples.
Oh, whoa. What's on? Belly up. Yeah, she's belly up. No, she like gets sort of like she scrabbles up onto all fours. She's like, oh no!
And then you, for the first time in weeks, you hear Ruby speak. And she says, Hunter? Iris?
Oh my god. I'm gonna just run up to her and just kind of like, just touch her shoulders to like make sure she's real. Like, Ruby.
She hugs you.
I hug her.
It's a bit slimy, but it's a hug nonetheless.
We slip and slide on each other.
Slide.
Hi. Oh my god. Are you okay?
No,
No.
I'm not.
No. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't understand why you're here. What?
Maxwell Morgan threw us into a hole, so.
Maxwell Morgan's here?
Yeah.
She's just like, she looks starved. Like she's got no energy. She's kind of like, her eyes are a bit ghostly.
Winona?
I'll unzip my backpack and pull out my big bag of trail mix and offer it to her.
Winona brought snacks.
Oh my god, sorry, God's plural. She grabs the bag and just starts like chomping down on it. Like her hands are greasy and horrible, but she's just ignoring it and just eating. It's the first time she's eaten in who knows how long.
Have you still been leaving a trail in here as well?
I wonder which way we came from.
No, I stopped after Maxwell shouted at me.
Inside that satchel you see the signed Maxwell Morgan poster that you keep with you at all times.
Yeah!
And I just drop it on the floor.
Thanks, Iris, very helpful.
Yeah, Carrie sees it fall to the ground. She sees what's on it. She goes, like spits on it.
And Iris kicks at Alec and then I give it a little kick as well.
Yeah.
And then Carrie stands up and tries to like, in vain, like put her hair back and like
Do a sleek pony.
Just slicked back, yeah.
oh god,
Kardashian.
yeah. Kim. Yeah, she sees Ruby. She's like, Ruby, how long have you been in here?
I don't know. I don't know. There's others. There's other people here as well.
Who?
Where are they?
But follow me. And she's sort of like, again, it's difficult to walk. Everything's soft and pillowy and sloshy.
Yeah, right. In the indoor play area.
Mm.
Can I help her walk along?
Yeah. She's obviously struggling, but she explains that she came to see what the hell the noise was. She didn't understand what's going on. She assumed more people had been swallowed up by
Is
whatever this thing is.
she physically hurt or injured? Or is she just shaken and gooey?
She's frail. She's not like cut and bruised. Well, she's maybe a bit bruised. She's not like she hasn't got a big wound on her or any
Okay.
specific thing. She's just kind of a bit beaten, if that makes sense, from being, shoved down holes. And
Is she suffering from a disease or poison?
No.
Okay. Basically, I was just wondering whether, like, if I were to use lay on hands, whether that would help her feel restored.
I think in general it does make you feel a bit better.
Okay, yeah,
right?
so-
Lay on hands does heal.
Yeah. So I think Hunter would at least like. So I'd be like, "It's good to see you again," and just like put a paw. What a tall
Claw, I think we
claw,
said.
hand,
Claw.
whatever. Put a
Clawed
end of
hand.
a limb on her shoulder,
She's
like
sort
in
of
a comforting way, but also use lay on
Yeah,
hands to just like.
she feels like the
pepper
warmth
up.
of it, and just sort of like wordlessly just sort of like puts her hand on yours and closes her eyes, just sort of like you can tell that she really appreciated it.
How much HP do you want me to spend out of this pool of 20 that I have?
4.
Okay.
She leads you to this area of whatever organ you're inside right now, where the wall seems to have calcified in some way, and it's thankfully a little bit harder, and there's light coming from inside, where someone seems to have set up some kind of rudimentary fire, and there are figures hunched around said fire, one of which is Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Jeremy is just blank-eyed. They're leaning up against the calcified wall, staring at the fire. They barely even register your presence.
Who else is there?
There is Julia. There is Rump the Ragger.
Is he still in the suit?
First time you've seen him outside of his suit.
Oh,
He's just
God,
some
naked.
guy, I'm afraid.
It's going to turn out to be like Kermit the Frog, and it's just a big hand.
I see the toes of the suit, I look up, I see the chest, and then I see the head next to it, and I'm like, no.
It's just like some dude who you've seen at the chapel every now and again.
I don't look.
There is... Who else got taken in the hole? There's Jimmy's uncle.
Yeah.
Jimmy's uncle,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Uncle
And,
James.
Junkle.
Junkle.
Junkle, yeah.
You see the
But
house that was taken.
They're all inside the big house.
yeah, exactly. Julia is in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we said Julia. Got Julia.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's pretty much
There's a
it.
few other people that you maybe aren't
Yeah.
aware of who have always also been sucked up.
Winona, should we pass around some food? You think?
Yeah, I'll be getting all of my oranges and my chocolate bars and my cereal bars and
Could
stuff.
you roll insight for me? Oh no, sorry. Could you roll survival for me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh no.
It's an 8.
Even that's fine. Inside, you're like, we should be smart about how we ration this food out.
Oh yeah.
You go to sort of like shower them with food, and then you're like, hold on a minute, this is all we've got, basically.
While Winona is handing out that, can I kind of just, again, like, go between people, and if people just need... Obviously, I don't have loads of power or spellcasting.
Let's say that
but
you,
just, like,
you could
heal
use
people
about
up a little
10 more of that just to make people feel a little bit less...
I think that's it. It's like,
Yeah.
if they're just looking very kind of worn down and so on, just to try and help them
Yeah.
in what way they can.
Is Ruby the most like lucid?
I mean, yeah, none of them are very lucid. You can, again, they've all been starved,
Yeah.
like they've all been like shocked, they've been in the dark, they haven't seen sunlight for God knows how long, like they're in a bad way. But yeah, Ruby is sort of like seeing you has at least sort of like perked her up a little bit. But then there's also just like a sort of mournfulness in her eyes of like, oh God, they got you too, basically, or it got you too.
Okay. How far have you been inside, Ruby?
Well, we all kind of had a similar story where we were sort of being pushed along inside of whatever this thing is, and then I saw the light coming from here. I think it was Uncle James that set up the fire in the first place. But this bit seems to be solid, and it's difficult to be moved around in here. But we've got no water, no food. I think some of us are really on the edge.
Okay.
Who's been here the longest?
Uncle James.
How long has he been here?
Let's see, that would have been about 3 weeks.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You don't ask him how he's been.
No.
You know.
Right, come on.
Everyone looks at you like, what are you doing?
Oh, do you need a slap?
I already did it, don't worry.
Alright.
It helps cut through the panic. I'm just going to do a few little experiments because they may help, or at least they may help me pass the time until you all, whatever it is that happens in here, if you're in here for very long. Anyway, Cariaris is going to yowl in Abyssal.
Okay.
Just
It echoes amongst
speak to us. Are you there?
It echoes amongst the tubes and cavernous organs of this place, and just bounces back. There's maybe a bit of a rumble just from the vibration of the voice.
Oh.
She's gonna do the same in Infernal.
Again, same result. I think that maybe the rumbling gets a little bit stronger.
I'm like, hey, I know that one. And I speak back to you and I feel like.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, she's going to.
I think maybe if you open your mouth to try another language.
Yeah.
Jeremy from the corner says it's not going to work.
Okay, well.
Still just staring directly at the fire.
I figured we could try something, because I don't want to be stuck here for who knows how long. I want to get out of here, because it stinks, and I'm wearing a nose peg, and yet somehow I can smell how disgusting it is in here. So I want out. Do you hear me? She starts like banging on the fleshy walls.
Ruby puts her hand on your shoulder and she's just like, maybe let's not disturb whatever creature has eaten us, just in case it manages to swallow past the calcified bit that we're currently hiding in, if that's okay.
Let's all sit down and have a think about the situation and come up with something smart to do.
Before we do that, can I use Divine Sense to just like get a read on, I guess, that whether the creature is like quote good or evil, or whether it is just, you know, it's just doing what it does as a creature. Yeah.
Okay. Can't get any readings of morality from it.
Yeah, I assume there's no celestials, fiends, undead within 60 feet that are not behind total cover.
Indeed, there are not.
Carrier sits down, and then with the end of her rapier, but it's got the little thing on it, it's not sharp, she just start poking it into the side. But like, do they have Morse code in this world? Or a version of it?
I think they maybe have just started inventing it, so I doubt it would be very common knowledge if they're just starting to do... Well, no, they've got telephones, haven't they? So I guess... Hold on. Yeah, sure, there's Morse code, but would you know it? Who knows?
No, she starts just poking into the side.
Of the calcified bit or the fleshy bit?
Fleshies.
Fleshy is shaking as you do it. Ruby, again, is like, come on, Carrie, I know you're a bit frustrated, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if we find a way to communicate with this thing, or at least get it to spit us out or something. I don't. Does anyone have an idea what this thing might be?
Well,
I'm not a biology expert. I don't
From
know.
the corner, interrupting you, Jeremy sort of harumps. And they say, it's a mimic.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a mimic.
It's
Sorry.
a mimic.
It's just so stupid.
I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is? Do you know, Iris? Do you know what that is?
I feel like I would.
Especially if you're monster hunting, yeah.
Would
It's
I know
a-
from comics?
Yeah.
Would I know from being around.
Yeah, it's
a
pop
long
culture
time.
knowledge.
Yeah.
It's pop culture
Oh,
knowledge. Yeah.
okay.
If you've seen a Hero and Adventurers comic, you've probably run into a
She
mimic.
definitely has.
You're
lots
probably
of
reading
those.
literature.
Yeah. Perhaps
She's
there's a
read
book
Goss
of...
magazine.
Was it in Pride and
There
Prejudice?
was a
Then I
book
do.
of feminist poetry that you read in which a woman described herself as a mimic in a very metaphorical way.
Okay, but
At which
Carrie
point you
Austin
might have
quite-
looked up what that meant.
Yeah, maybe she didn't. I'm just going to assume for the sake
It's
of
poet
the
A.A.
dialogue.
Did you
Wilson?
say you read gossip magazines? I love the idea of someone being like, I married a mimic. Or, my husband turned out to be
my
a mimic.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
that's
There,
the
you go.
limit.
There it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Perhaps
Maybe
your
in the
reference.
moment.
I woke up next to his gaping maw.
I've been there, sister.
I'll drink to that. Why? What is like the ground?
It's no ground. It's a mimic. It's all a mimic.
You know this? You know, Jeremy.
Oh, Maxwell messed it all up. He messed it all up, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Maxwell's gonna kill everybody in the town.
Oh,
And himself.
They're already dead. We're already dead.
That's not true. I'm alive right now, and all of my family and people I care about are alive right now. Maxwell's the only one that's gonna change that.
Jeremy finally looks up from the fire and just says, they lived in Ragrum. They were always going to die. That's just how it is.
That's not just how it is. These are people. Just because you come in from your big fancy cities and don't care about people here doesn't mean that us in some small tiny town should have to die.
Look, that's why we came here, the guild, to clear up Maxwell's mess. You think we found out about this back when he did it? No, he kept it a secret from everyone. He finally confided in me. Stupid idiot. Didn't realise I didn't quite value our friendship as much as I valued my career. Of course I told someone. We've been trying to find some way of fixing the situation, fixing his mess.
But just let all of us people just live here and carry on, when any day we could have all just been killed.
Look, that's higher than my position, I'm afraid. But we were at least trying to do something.
Higher than your position. You knew us. You spoke to us. You knew we were reporters.
Yes, we were very aware of the fact that you were reporters. Hence why so much of the Hero and Adventurers Guild resources came into just trying to stop you from finding things that you weren't supposed to find, but you got around that. So well done, I suppose.
It'd really been that bad if we had found something.
Our entire industry is built on reputation. Look, I'm not a spokesperson for the guild, all right? It's just a job, okay? It's one that I
Which
have.
You can't do, apparently, because we're all screwed.
I'm not a hero, Iris.
Yeah.
I'm a PR manager, okay? But in my unique position that I found myself in a unique position in which the guild held over me if I wanted to ever see any kind of salary again and not live on the streets, was that I had to just keep things quiet whilst they fixed stuff. They always fix things. Just didn't realise quite how little they cared about the people who got thrown away as a result.
Now you're one of those people.
Yes. It's very ironic, isn't it, Carrie Iris?
Who were you working with? Who was in the other costume?
The guild. Multiple guild members have been surveying this entire town, watching Maxwell. He doesn't have a bloody clue what's going on.
Is that right? Yes.
So what's he done? Why are you locked down here?
He threw us in the hole.
You woke the creature up.
What?
You woke the creature up to fight it.
He what he reversed the potions?
Yeah.
God. Of all the heroes to get stuck with, I got Maxwell Morgan. Well, what does it matter? I'm dead anyway. Ugh. At least it'll be quicker this way.
Well, I refuse to sit here and die. I'm going to find a way out of here. Even if it means annoying you so much that maybe you get annoyed enough to get off your bottom and do something about it. Because frankly, you're responsible for this, or at least partly. I'm not going to die down here because of you. Carrion stands up and starts pacing and muttering to herself various whatever she knows about anything I could tell.
And the wife woke up next to the mimic, and the mimic looked at her and laughed.
Yeah, she's going through that gossip magazine that she read about waking up next to the mimic.
Gods, it is ironic to hear you moaning about this, Cariaris, of all people.
What is that meant to me?
What, you think the ONC wanted this to get leaked? You think your mother wanted this to get leaked?
Probably. You don't know that.
You've got no idea what's going on, do you? Absolutely no idea what's going on with this company that you work for and the one that I work for, and hell, all the companies in this entire country that have all linked together with their little meetings and their little plans for us all.
You can't prove my mother did anything.
No, that's kind of the point, Cariaris, but if you want to live in ignorance, then go ahead. It's not going to be a long life anyway. They sit back down and stare back into the fire. At which point, Ruby, seemingly charged up a little bit from a bit of healing, a bit of food, it's like feeling a little bit more human, which is nice, just sort of perks up and it's just like, look, they're right, okay? We've got fresh hands, they've got equipment on them, you've got weapons and things like that. Look, we can do something about this, surely. I mean, we didn't have an axe before, so that's a good start. You know, it just, look, we're not gonna do much sitting around, and you know, if we're gonna die in a big slimy pit, then we might as well do it trying to find a way out of the pit.
Can I try something? I want to use message.
Oh god. Where does this mischief come from?
I'm not being mischievous. Carrier is just experimenting to try and find a way out.
Okay, alright.
She wants to try and use message. It says you point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. Only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
Will it understand the language you're doing though?
He whispers back, "Hey girl, what's up?"
Yeah,
I want to get hitched.
Whisper in your ear. What languages does a mimic speak?
well, none, because it's a monster. But
does that mean it speaks all? Because it can just...
Yeah, no, totally. No,
No,
that's right.
no.
If it takes the form of a
Listen to
human,
Matt.
does it speak human?
No, I don't think mimics take the form of humans. They usually take the form of objects, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
if it takes the form of a chest, does it speak chest?
It speaks lumber.
It's not an animal that
Knock,
has enough
knock.
intelligence to have a language though, because
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
monsters don't even have the intelligence.
Oh yeah, it's got like 5. Yeah, no.
It speaks in wood, but all it can do is knock jokes.
So you want to whisper to the mimic?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, look. As far as you're aware, you are currently whispering at the flesh,
Yeah.
hoping for the best. Again, you get like wriggles in the flesh, as if it's responding to vibrations and noises.
Do mimics have ear holes?
No.
It's a question I never thought I'd hear.
It can go through openings 120 feet.
Yeah, only 120 feet.
It's
though.
got
That
a
thing's
mouth.
Huge.
It's got
Yeah.
eyes. I would assume it's got ear holes.
Okay, it's got ear holes, so it can
And what was the range?
120 feet.
Given the size of the creature, I would assume that's distance to ear hole,
Yes.
which I think is maybe out of range. I'm afraid.
She's gonna try anyway because she doesn't know.
Again, yeah, you're blasting out messages. You're just hoping for the best.
She's just
Yeah.
trying to communicate with this thing to tell her to. She wants to tell it to spit us out, but I mean she doesn't know about mimics, so she's just trying whatever she's got in her.
Unfortunately, you're not getting much back.
Damn it! Kicks the wall again.
The
From
wall cracks a little.
cracks.
Which wall?
The calcified wall.
She doesn't kick the calcified wall.
You're kicking the fleshy wall?
Yeah, fleshy.
Okay, never mind then.
The fleshy. No, not the calcified.
From just reporting a bunch and so on, what do we know of mimics in terms of, obviously they change shape, so it's hard to know like the layout, but what do we know about do we know anything about the makeup of them?
Yeah, if you've seen illustrations of them, whether it's in a comic book or some kind of like monster manual or anything like that, usually there'll be chests or chairs or cupboards and things like that. They shapeshift into regular household objects, but usually no bigger than, for example, like a table or something like that.
Yeah.
For something to be this size is unprecedented.
So just to check, from what we know of it at the moment, has it taken the form of the sewers? That is what it's taken the form of, or has it taken the form of Earth, and then the sewers have been built into it?
Tough to say.
Okay, that we can't tell from where we are.
Right now you're in a fleshy sack, so no, can't tell much, I'm afraid.
Is there any other exits off from this? Like any other tubes going on?
Do you want to have a look around?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, given the light from Hunter's Axe and the... maybe you can pick up a bit of wood and light your torch as well. You see like the flames flickering against the wet, slimy walls, and there are all sorts of passages that seem to lead off to different places. Again, it's harder to walk on that sort of sludgy, fleshy surface. Things seem to go down and up and sideways. There are openings and valves and sphincters that shut and close, like you are inside of something.
I'll look back to the group where everyone's like standing on the fire and be like, has anyone explored anywhere? Like gone any further?
Well, we did have one person who thought that would be a good idea. Yeah.
Which tunnel did they go down?
They went through that one, and she points to like one that's just sort of level that seems to be leading off, let's say, west.
Okay.
Does the tone of voice indicate they didn't come back?
Carrie turns to Iris and Winona. She says, Winona, your parents were part of the Adventuring Guild. Iris, you've maybe dabbled with this sort of thing. I don't know. What do you know? What do we know about mimics? Let's do a little homework.
Mimics take the form of objects. I've never seen one this big.
No one has, says Jeremy.
They tend to, when an adventurer or whoever gets a bit too close, and they turn into a man-eating version of what they were pretending to be, and then eat. So this fits the bill.
Yeah.
Ruby's
back, so we don't need it anymore.
Ruby steps forward.
She leaps downwards.
She goes into the hole. No, Ruby!
And she's like, look, like I said, I'm feeling a little bit peppier. Maybe we just need to figure things out. Just walk around. We could split up. Or maybe we shouldn't do that. Or we could stick together. We could go as a group. If we're big enough and we hold on to each other, we might be able to stop the valve from moving us. Or would anyone else like to suggest? You've got a rope. There we go. We've got a rope.
We could hold on to that, and then we'll go down one direction, not west, somewhere else.
As you're sort of chatting and Jeremy is giving snide comments in the background and everyone's not really getting anywhere, suddenly, after scarfing down a chocolate bar, up stands a man with a very familiar face. It's Uncle James.
Yes, I knew it. Good lad.
And he steps up and he goes, right, seems like we've all got something to do, haven't we? We've all got, what's it called? Like a purpose and stuff.
I really see the resemblance, yeah.
Yeah, this is him giving an emotional speech. and sometimes things are ours, but you got to do them. Okay. So let's do it.
That's so true. Oscar-winning performance.
Yeah, let's do it. Anyone that feels like they're up for it, we're gonna go on an excursion.
Yeah, I'll come. Ruby's like, yeah, no, I'll do it. Jeremy's like, piss off.
If we find somewhere, we'll come back for you, Jeremy.
Sure. Okay. Sure you will. All right.
We will, because we don't leave people behind like some people. And I'll start getting my rope out and untying the torch.
Roll it. Oh, I don't have a dice.
Do you want-
Which one do we want to go into? Well, apart from the west one.
I mean, my bet would be down, but that's quite hard to get back up.
Can we all hold fire for a minute? Do you mind if I just take a moment?
Sure.
Thanks.
Should we turn around, or have you guys got a place for...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's round the corner.
Alright, take your time, Iris. I'll give you some toilet roll from my bag.
You have toilet roll in your bag.
She brought everything.
We were going on an excursion. I brought the supplies.
You keep that.
Trail mix, rope, toilet roll.
Clothes in there, or washing materials?
Washing materials. No, that's not usually top of my
You
priority.
did bring a Hello Ducky jumper.
Yeah, I've got a big Hello Ducky jumper. It's like big blue knit that my mum has maybe knit, or my dad, and it's got like a yellow duck on it.
It's got like a
feel like
pattern
you don't-
that's been slightly off.
Yeah, it's not quite perfect.
I feel like you don't want knitwear
bit
here.
knockoff,
That's
but
not
like-
gonna. That won't wash
Yeah.
out. That's gonna mat.
Yeah.
Carrie sadly puts it on.
Iris, you walking off from the rest of the group?
Yeah. Yeah, I think she goes to like just the edge of like the dim light that is coming from Hunter. And yep. You guessed it.
Here he comes!
What do you want? Just tell me what you want.
God. I mean, how long have you got, Iris? I want a lot of things.
What can I give you?
What can you give me? Oh, let's see. Well, the problem with beings like me, Iris, is that, we have certain limits to the ways in which we can interact with the world. It's one thing you mortals have that we don't, you see. So perhaps you could offer me a little bit of space. This camera's awful cramped, Whereas that big fleshy brain of yours has got so much room in it. I could wriggle around, I could, maybe not too often, but I could use your hands and legs every now and again.
Are you gonna hurt anyone? What are you gonna do?
I just want to be like you, Iris. Just want to be mortal. Want to walk amongst all you fleshy little creatures and go about me business. Think of it as like a timeshare.
My body is not a timeshare. But this is bigger than me, so.
It's very brave of you, Iris. You know that, right?
Shut up. I feel like we could get the most out of each other if we just worked together.
Iris, we could be very, very good friends. Think of all the things we could achieve together, huh? Look at this. You knew there was a monster in Ragrump. You knew it all along. And it was so much bigger than you ever thought could be possible. Imagine what we could find together. Like you said, working together. Think of us like partners. I never liked this whole patron arrangement. Why don't we level the playing field a little bit?
If I do this, you have to help me save this town.
Absolutely. You've got my word. And that's not like you mortals. That stuff is binding when it comes to me.
Let's do it. Oh yeah.
Sick. You
It's
feel...
not sitting on my... There's too many things going on. I got horns, I got these.
You feel the camera start to shake and then glow. In fact, you lot probably see like a weird purple glow from around the corner. At which point your hands become hot. Like you're touching something that is just about to burn you, but it's not quite there. And you start to sweat and shake. And then you feel the camera almost like stab you in the palms. It's like it's trying to worm its way under your skin. And at that point, there's a sharp, cold shooting pain that goes up both of your arms. And it feels like you're about to have a heart attack. And then there's just this weird itching feeling inside your skull. And all of a sudden, things around you just get a bit brighter. Could you increase your dark vision by 20 feet?
Mind if I do, Wheels?
Just leave it as a note if you want.
Sure.
And you feel a presence inside of you. You feel strangely powerful. After this, you're going to gain a level in Warlock.
At what cost? At what cost?
And then something very strange happens. You feel your fingers move, but you're not moving them. And you feel your toes wriggle, but you're not wriggling them. And then in the back of your skull, that familiar voice, that sickly laugh that used to come out of your camera is now echoing inside of you. Oh, Iris, it's very comfortable in here. Very comfortable indeed.
Enjoy. If you need any towels or anything, just let me know.
I've always liked you, Iris. I think we can do a lot together. But first we need to get you out of this mess, don't we?
Yeah. And
Right.
everyone else. Everyone else.
Yeah. And everyone else. Like I said, Iris, you have my word. I'll save the town, just like you asked.
Be cool.
And like an automaton, you feel like you're being pushed around the corner. Your limbs are a little bit longer than I thought they'd be, Iris. Oh.
Very lanky.
Right, these are your friends, are they?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're saving all of them?
Yeah.
Even the little specky one over there? You point to Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you'd like them.
Well, I got them into this mess, didn't I? So
Yeah, suppose that's right.
you didn't help.
Well,
It's kind of your fault, if anything.
No, I'm pretty sure that was your fault,
No, I don't
Iris.
think it was.
All right then. Let's see. By the way, hold on to your horns for a second, will you?
To my what?
To your horns. Just hold on to them. At which point, Iris starts screaming. Just top of her lungs.
Iris, are you okay? I run over and put my hands on her.
As you look at her in the eyes, like there's nothing behind them, like they're glazed over, and she's just screaming out into the abyss, and the wall starts shaking.
What fresh hell is this?
Iris, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get out. It's okay. It's okay. It's a deep breath.
The screams become more guttural, and they seem to be agitating the creature around you.
Is this?
Wait, what are you doing? Iris! Carioris runs over and starts shaking her or trying to get a response.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's all right. Just bear with me, okay? you can feel like just a really uncomfortable feeling, like someone is like putting their hands under your skin and just like moving you around like a puppet. At which point your hands come up like this, and you just start blasting Eldritch blasts into the flesh of the creature.
Carrera staggers back away from Iris. Oh, she starts doing this. Yeah. What the? Oh my god! What? I can't believe what she's doing.
Is this a plan? Is this a plan? I'm like trying to shout over her screaming.
Can I'm assuming I
You're
can't speak.
trying to speak, but it's not coming out.
Carrieris does. She's a bard, so she casts spells as well, but she can tell this is magic, but she doesn't know.
Yeah, no, you were not aware before this.
No,
that Iris
she
could
didn't
cast
know that
spells.
she could use magic. No.
Yeah, she's just blasting around. There's purple light just like dazzling everyone's eyes. Uncle James is like, no, stop.
Classic Uncle James.
Ruby like goes to put a hand on you, and she like snaps back because you feel warm to the touch, and she's like, does anyone know what's going on? Because this is even weirder than being inside of a giant creature's stomach. And you are just blasting and blasting and blasting until you just stop, and the walls are vibrating like violently. And Iris whips around and looks at you all, and a voice not like her own comes out of her mouth as she says, right, hold on, this is gonna, it's gonna be a bit stinky, but should be a lot of fun. At which point, a gushing wave of mucus.
It like there's like slow-mo,
Yeah.
and Carrieris turns around.
There's like chunks of whatever it's been feeding on. You see the boots of the person who went down one of the passages just slide past you, and you are all just in a moment just crashed with this like huge vat of mucus just sliming around you, and you are forced through passages, you barely holding on to your breath. Your picture is just cackling away in his head.
Oh my god, shut up! Shut up! This is so annoying!
And then all of a sudden, you black out from the lack of oxygen. And we'll leave that episode.
Maybe we're dead again. Just don't know.
Thank you very much for watching this 9th episode of Storybreakers.
goodness.
Sorry for a slightly short one, but we need to get out of the office. So we will see you on the next episode. We are going to be back to our regular schedule now that we are back after the Christmas break. You should have already seen 2 episodes before this, so hopefully you're already aware of that. But come back every Friday, for a new episode of our D&D show, Storybreakers. If you want to see more from us here on Dicebreaker,
Dicebreaker.
It's been a long day. If you want to see more of us from here on Dungeons and Dragons Dicebreaker, the Triple D, then you can get all sorts of content here on youtube.com/Dicebreaker. We've got fantastic challenges that we've done, and reviews and let's plays and live streams every Thursday. It's fantastic. There's even more stuff over on Dicebreaker.com where we've got incredible interviews and news and reviews and all sorts of exposés on what's going on in the tabletop world. But most importantly, we will also be back for the next episode next week. So we will see you then. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. But until then, have a lovely day. Goodbye.
Bye.